A few years ago, Pastor Alden encouraged us as a congregation to get involved in serving within the church. Through the service, sewing kept coming to my mind. My first reaction was, no way. I've hemmed enough pants, and it's a huge cost. Furthermore, what would I sew? That morning, they had a minister fair set up in the foyer and in the church chapel. I gave in to the realization that God was asking me to do this. So after the service, I made my way to Sherry's booth and I signed up. Little did I know that this was a small step of obedience that would be leading to other things in my life. I grew up in a large family. There was 19 in my family, and I was the youngest. And I heard many times, how upset the older ones were that they were twins and how much work. And for the better part of my life, I just really dealt with identity issues and acceptance and things like that. And there was a lot of anger. And it wasn't until there was also abuse. And until I went through the open heart session that I really learned to deal with it. And it's crazy that I had to be retired and in my early 60s before this happened. But it was also very hard to make that decision. I fought it for a long time. But Diane was persistent, and she said, Marty, you won't regret it. It was hard for me to deal with issues and dark spots in my life that I had ignored for so many years. Only after letting God peel away the layers of hurt and unforgiveness and anger in my life did I feel that I was really ready to serve God. Back to sewing. Often in my sewing room when I'm hemming pants or mending, I have the opportunity to have ladies or friends from previous work come over and just sit in my sewing room, and I listen to them tell their life story. And it's just a ministry to just listen to them, and sometimes we will pray together. I'm also committed to helping Sherry and her team with sewing and whatever needs there are for kids' capers or anything. The sewing is always there. It's made me see a bigger need as we see what has happened in Haiti. And even before this, Bob and I have been feel that we're being directed to serve in mission. We don't know where, but when we're both retired, we're trusting God for His leading in this. We don't know for how long or where we would go. But we do know that we just both feel called to this. I am so thankful that God asks of us only what we are capable of, and He will provide the means.